My name is Jeremy Picker. I am the CEO and creative director of Amber Creative out of Denver, Colorado.
My name is Angelo Montiel. I'm the art director at Amber Creative and in Lakewood, Colorado.
In my 20s, I used to tour with rock bands, selling merch on the road. I was more on that customer activation side and retail side. And for 10 years, I worked with a merch company, and I just became friends with everyone there because they were designing and producing all the merchandise, sending it to me on the road. Through my connections of merchandise, I ended up working for an R&D facility that did all the applique and embroidery sampling for Abercrombie, Hollister, back in the prime, early 2000s. I did that for probably 3 months, and I was making minimum wage and driving an hour each way to work. And I'm like, no, this isn't for me. So I hit up one of my buddies who worked at the band merch company, and I said, hey man, I have this really cool decoration technique called applique. And in 2008, it wasn't like lasers were really expensive. And so there weren't very many decorators that offered that. And so I was like, hey, we should offer this to bands. And he told me, he's like, actually, I've been building a company that is more fashion forward, and our tagline is fashion to the people. I quit my job and I told my boss, I said, hey man, I'm quitting, but I want to be your customer. And 2008, we both, with $5,000 of my savings, we started Amber to bring these retail design focused projects to mom and pop shops, to nonprofits, to restaurants, bars, breweries. And so when we started, we wanted to focus on apparel and wearables only, and really focus on the decoration techniques, finishes, washes, trims. And so that was our main goal. And now, 15, 16 years later, we're doing full merch collections, from accessories to promotional items. And then, of course, we love fashion forward merchandise. Our tagline, fashion to the people, we wanted to bring this large scale, mass market, usually overseas sourcing to anyone. And, I love that low MOQs and low runs are popular nowadays, but back then factories didn't want to do anything less than 500 units. And so it was difficult, but we found it. We literally drove down to downtown Los Angeles. We looked on Google and we tried to find clothing brands or print shops, and we just went and knocked on their doors and found really cool places that were doing stuff for True Religion and Ed Hardy and all of the big retail brands. So we wanted to be design focused, fashion forward, and quick turn for all of our potential clients. I saw that in the band world, first off, seeing how excited the fans were. Even though it was the same merch, same table, same concert list, every day was something new because we were in a different city. So seeing that raving fan really started building that, okay, there's something here. And that's kind of where I went into Amber, to be like, how do I take this fanatic, fan, even though the band merchandise is very specific, how can I help other companies build that community and build their brand? And so my whole thing is merchandise builds that community if it's done right. No one wants to see logos slapped on. No one wants the sponsor and dating everything. How do you make it more lifestyle that supports your brand? Using that merch, now you're taking that community, which is very insular, and then taking out into the community, into social settings. And if it's cool enough, if it sparks interest, people are going to ask about it. And if it's boring and it's just sleepy, no one's going to ever ask about that. So at the end of the day, merchandise is to be worn. People forget that. It's not just a business card. It's meant to be worn. And so no pay-per-click ads, no flyers, no marketing is ever gonna go further than what merchandise can.
Well, Mexicolo started as a late night session where we're kind of brainstorming. There's plenty of Colorado brands, but there's not one brand that kind of ties in that Hispanic Mexican culture. And we're just like, hey, listen, we can do this. We have all the knowledge. I'm Mexican, so I can bring that perspective, that our style, that quality, the same as Amber's, and we just made it into this culture-driven brand that it's mainly that is focusing on good marketing, cultura, people, pop culture and good fashion.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing, we don't want to just sell t-shirts. We don't want to just be an online t-shirt company that has no soul. It's more than a clothing brand. Clothing is our outlet, but we wanted to bring people together in the nostalgia of the Mexican culture. We really wanted to bring a lot of that to Colorado, and how can we mix the two? Because Colorado has 23% Hispanic, and then in some cities it's up to 35, and so there's a market that's not being reached. We want to make people laugh. We want to entertain people.
I want people to feel like a little touch from home. I mean, it's a little remembering their home, their culture, their family. So a lot of these, second or third generations don't remember Mexico anymore. So Mexicolo is a little piece of that missing puzzle for a lot of us. So it's just we want people to feel proud and feel some kind of nostalgia while wearing Mexicolo. So I think that's the main goal, is just make people feel good and be proud of who you are and where you come from.
Well, and that's the thing, we're not only for Mexicans, there's plenty of gringos that love the Mexican culture and the food and a lot of things around it. And so we want to do some education, not only to the second, third generation Mexicans, but also to the gringos, which I'm a gringo, and kind of sharing the culture. It's very one-sided on mass media, I guess, and there's a lot of division, and we want to bring people together and have fun, We're excited, and we're trying to spread our passion with the Mexican culture of Colorado. We've been using Lane 7, way back in the day when you guys had the scalloped vintage wash. That was like one of the first items, and been using you ever since. But then, when was it, last year or maybe 2 years ago, when you started coming out with the urban and the washes? That's when we started doing a lot more business with you guys, because it went just from the basic silhouettes like a lot of other industry brands are doing to fashion forward, streetwear inspired. We're a little snobby, so we want the inside neck tag prints. We want the clip labels. We want custom packaging. You guys have everything in your catalog ready to go that we can, when we're ready to order more bulk, we can get that at a fair price and make some money and get it affordable to our end consumer. Our last collaboration was for Cinco de Mayo. We wanted to start earlier for Dia de los Muertos. One, we love the sugar skull. We love the Catrinas, which are the skeleton ladies that have the folklorico dresses. We wanted to bring our design aesthetic for Dia de los Muertos, and we wanted to go just beyond apparel. We wanted to build a whole merch collection. So this banner is one of our industry partners. These hats are one of our industry partners. We did tote bags. We did candles, we did custom chocolate, we did woven tapestries, which is off the screen. We wanted to show how can we use industry, our B2B industry sources for building a collection.
So Dia de los Muertos is a special day for the Mexican culture. So we wanted to create a special collection with Lane 7 apparel and, several promotional items. And I think we nailed it. We got the look, the nostalgia, the art style down, and I think it came out incredible.
He's been doing an ofrenda, which this is an ofrenda. It's an altar to remember those that died in your family and loved ones and celebrate the things that they like. He's been doing that his whole life with his grandparents and his uncles and family. We wanted to build a Colorado-focused one. We have my dog, my dad's on there, his grandparents, John Denver. We have Selena on there. And then we even integrated like our custom candle that we designed. We could basically set up our ofrenda anywhere that we go, and that was kind of like, we can take Dia de los Muertos not just one day, but we can take it all year round to think of our loved ones and remember them. We actually asked one of our buddies this the other day because he just opened a retail store, and his was have better financial intelligence. The finance side runs everything, runs every business. You can have the coolest ideas, the best designs, the best fashion, but if you can't stay in business, if you can't make money, if you can't employ people, no one's gonna see it.
For me, if I could talk to myself when I was younger, I would tell him it's gonna be okay. All the decisions, all the things that happen to you, the career decisions, decisions or the lack of career decisions you took, it's okay, because now you're older and you're doing what you love and you're in a great place with great people around you. So it's okay. It does work out at the end. So if I had to do it all over again, is start earlier, because time is valuable, and if you misuse time, it never comes back. So if you have a project coming up, start earlier, prepare earlier, do things more with passion and detail.
Being organized is a good trait.
So time, value your time and use it wisely, because it won't come back.
Nope. I want to help people in our B2B industry make better merchandise. I don't have to worry about getting the sales. We don't have to worry about managing the projects. We can support these big firms in our industry with creative and with new ideas for merchandise instead of the logo slaps, which there's a lot of money in that. But again, at the end of the night, I can't make tchotchkes. I don't want to just make widgets. I want to make something that has purpose, that builds brand, that can make an impact, and that make people look good and feel good. The more that end user loves the merch and has that connection, the better for the company, the better for the manufacturer, the better for the blank brand.
For Mexicolo, I think social media is growing. We're getting good feedback. Now we got to start making sales and moving from print on demand, which is nice. We want to print a bulk pretty soon and hopefully using Lane 7 blanks.
Yeah. I'm most active on LinkedIn at JW Picker. Our Amber Creative, again, that's the B2B side of things. Amber Creative on all platforms.
And for Mexicolo, you can follow us at TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube now. So Mexicolo
97, right?
97, that's
But if you type in Mexicolo, it'll come up.
You'll see our logo right away.
It's a little Colorado Sea with a Mexican eagle inside.